everyone. I hope we're all doing well. Thank you, infrastructure team, for that in-depth presentation and breakdown. As you heard, Mr. Kabiro is not only a family man, but an influence in his community. And in order to ensure the success of his shop, Kabiro needs to create a name for his business. And here's where the advertising team comes in. I'm Christina from Los Angeles, California.
I'm Kavi from Washington, D.C.
I'm Alex from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'm Jefta from Saudi Arabia.
And I'm Sabine from Wilmington, Delaware.
Introducing our business partner, Mr Odama, here to the right. And this is a presentation overview, which we'll be covering throughout this presentation. Now on to Alex.
Mr. Odama's father passed away 4 years ago. He is the oldest in his family, so after dropping out of school to work to support his family, he had to step up, take the role. He has become one of, if not the best tailor in his shop. He reported to us that many people are very excited for him to open his own business. He does both men's and women's clothing, and most tailors have apprentices, and that's what he currently does for a former leadership initiatives. Mr. Odama hopes to employ apprentices when his shop is up and running. He also wants to give back and teach apprentices of children who are in a similar situation to him. We got the name KB Tailoring and Fashion Design because Mr. Odama is known by the nickname KB. He wants to open KB Tailoring and Fashion Design to be able to support his family and still do what he loves. To start off our SWOT analysis, some strengths are: he was recommended by the owner of the shop he apprentices under to apply to leadership initiatives. So that means he has a lot of experience and advantages. He also has loyal customers that will follow him to his new location, and as well as a logo that will draw attention and make his business stand out from other tailoring shops. Some weaknesses. This is his first time running his own business, and he needs to build up a new reputation along with the customers that follow him. He needs to offer good customer service and build up the reputation, as I said. On top of that, we have some opportunities. This will help him get his business, get the resources he loves, and offer apprenticeships and give back to the youth that had similar situations as he did. Tailors are also used a lot more in countries such as Nigeria, so that means there's a lot more room for growth in his business. And finally, some threats. Tailoring businesses are a lot more used, so there's a lot more competition. He has to build a new customer base while other businesses have loyal customers. And next up, we have Jefta with some challenges of the business.
As a startup business, there are a lot of challenges that Mr. Odama could possibly face. For example, Mr. Odama needs to have a couple of aspects that help him stand out from the rest of the tailoring shops in his area. Also, as a startup business, everything comes from scratch, including the buildup of the shop, the creation of the logo, and attracting new customers to the area. Designing this business from scratch, the team and Mr. Odama figured out the solutions to these challenges, such as figuring out methods of making this business unique, such as creating the logo and having elegant ways of packaging. Spreading the word of this new business around the area would also assist in the growth of the business by handing out flyers and business cards and hanging up posters by the shop to increase the growth of new customers in new areas. As mentioned previously, one of the ways that Mr. Odama's business can stand out is the process of creating the logo. In the area that Mr. Odama will open his shop, not many businesses have logos. So having a logo in this area will be very attention-grabbing to the customers that may stroll by the store. We worked on creating a logo with bright colors in order to grab the attention of possible customers by its wonderful appeal. The logo consists of a bright orange sewing machine and needle, carried by the letters KB, rested on a royal blue background. Another aspect of KB tailoring and fashion design that sets the business apart from others is the way the final product appears to the customers. Comparing this to other tailoring shops, KB Tailoring and Fashion Design is one of the few tailoring shops in Mr. Odamu's area that has an elegant packaging method. The team and Mr. Odamu decided on presenting the final customer's piece or pieces of clothing with tags attached and paper bags sealed off by stickers. Finally, since this business is starting up from scratch, Mr. Odamu has thought of many ways of attracting customers to his shop. Since Mr. Odamu has previously worked as an apprentice for another tailoring shop, Mr. Odamu is planning on boosting his advertising by developing his organic growth with loyal customers in his area. This would help with a smooth transition from the old store to Mr. Odamu's new store. Mr. Odamu also has marketing distribution methods, such as business cards and flyers that have contact information of who to call and where to reach Mr. Odamu's shop, KB Tailoring and Fashion Design. Mr. Odamu also has posters that he'll hang around his shop. And now to Sabine to explain the deeper meaning to our solutions.
As consumers, we know a business is only as good as the methods that they can provide. KB Tailoring's mission is to provide customers with exceptional tailoring experience through outstanding customer service while pushing the boundaries of what a tailoring shop can do. These words serve as the cornerstone of KB Tailoring, and it is our job as a team to ensure that this model is practiced and precise. In Nigeria, it is not quite similar to what we have here in America when it comes to the tailoring business. Instead of the department stores, which we are so much accustomed to, members of the community wishing to get clothing must go to their local market and purchase fabric. They will then take this pre-purchased fabric to their local shop and have the tailor transform it into beautiful custom clothing. You may find multiple tailors on the same street, as tailors are such an essential part to the community. Due to this need, competition is steep, and monopolies could often form to try and choke out a new business. As the marketing team, it was our goal to make sure that KB Tailoring Design stood out. It was imperative that his business had logos and promotional material that would not only attract customers, but keep them coming. While Mr. Odamu's former business as being an apprentice at another tailor shop may have brought in some new customers from his old time, we cannot be sure that these people will continue to shop at his store, as their loyalties might be caught between Mr. Odamu's former boss and his new shop. Instead, our goal is to spread the name of KB Tailoring Design and Fashion into the surrounding communities. Just as announced by Jefta, the materials that we have studied and created for optimal success are the posters, flyers, business cards, and special packaging. Flyers would be a highly successful advertisement, as they can be placed in a busy market square, attracting customers from off the street and enticing people to check out Mr. Odamu's store. These flyers that we have created contain contact information as well as pricing, so people know exactly what to expect. The same goes for our business cards, which are also a more professional way to get the word out, as they come in a more compact package. A reason why we see this as a competitive advantage to Mr. Odamu is that most local tailors rely solely on word-of-mouth advertisement. Our promotional materials provide exciting visuals that will fit right into the colorful nature of the Bauchi region, reminding members of the community what they know they can trust. A very unique feature that we have implemented is our custom packaging. These bags with logos are attractive to new customers. As someone sees another customer walking down the street with KB's bag, they will become interested in where it has come from. Their curiosity will lead them to Mr. Odamu's storefront. As aforementioned, our goal is to make Mr. Odamu's business set apart and attract new customers. We believe as a team that these promotional materials we have worked with Mr. Odama to create will serve his business for years to come, ensuring that he continues to grow and attract customer net growth. I now take you to Kavi to learn a bit more about our budgeting system.
We're looking for approximately $300 in total to fill all of Mr. Odamu's advertising needs, with our combined total along with the infrastructure team being approximately $1,700. The exact amount the advertising team will be spending is about $277.43, and this chart has all of our various different expenses. This is a distribution of how we plan on spending our advertising budget to best help Mr. Odama market his business to the community. As you can see, we have about half of our budget spent on packaging, with safety pins, tags, bags, and stickers. Our tags and safety pins will be used to attach these tags to our clothing with no damage. And the bags and stickers will be used as a way, because they're slightly reusable. When customers use them, people want to know where they're from, which will gain more advertising for them. Additionally, we're spending the remaining half of the budget on business cards, flyers, and posters, which are the more traditional forms of advertising. These will be used to spread awareness of the business in larger areas, with flyers being put up in the community to garner more attention towards the business. The business cards will be used on a need-by-need basis for whenever Mr. Odama would like to give his contact information, while the poster will be used in front of his shop as a sign. Mr. Odama has talked to us about several future goals for his business, with his main one being to create apprenticeships and employee positions for orphan children in his community, with the same struggles he did when losing his father, creating a cycle of growth and newfound independence for everyone in his community. He'd also like to have a steady group of loyal customers and being able to expand the business to increase his income and invest in his business to increase his revenue. We implore you to help Mr. Odama's dreams come true and help him create a business that can not only change his life, but the lives of his entire community. We'd love to extend a huge thank you on behalf of both of the teams to everyone who's helped us best get our business partner and ensure his success. We really appreciate all of the help that you've given us. I now defer to Tina for a letter from Mr. Odama.
To conclude our presentation, I will now read a letter from our business partner. I, Kabira Udama, want to extend my appreciation and gratitude to these blessed teens and organization. May God bless you abundantly. I also want to extend my appreciation to the LI Nigeria team. Thank you again, and may God bless you all. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask us right now or contact us using our emails below. Thank you.
But you guys, that was a great presentation. You guys seem to have done your homework in creating these plans. It's advertising plans, very thoughtful. I'm always excited when I see the advertising presentations because there's a lot of creativity that's put into it and a lot of thought into the presentation and also into how customers can really experience the business even before they begin to arrive at the business location. So, you know, I thought you guys did a great job at laying things out. The logo, I really loved the way it looked. It was very simple. It was very straightforward. It had the sewing machine, which indicated that this is the business that he's in. His initials at the bottom, KB. You know, it's an easy logo and image to remember. So overall, I thought you guys did a really great job with presenting this. The one thing that I did notice that I know the opportunity slides, the SWOT slide, I always love seeing that because it shows that you have done some research around the different areas that this individual needs to pay attention to. I would have loved to see a little bit more business focused opportunities in the opportunities section of the SWOT analysis. I think I saw a couple of things in there in terms of contributing to the community and also providing for his family, which are certainly great. However, from a business standpoint, if you want to put together a presentation and show sort of the opportunities, so you may want to put a little bit more business focus to that opportunities section of that. I hope that makes sense. Other than that, I think it looks overall great. The logo was also, I love the color, blue. It's always a nice color and it's a very attractive color. I noticed that there were three variations in the logo with the string. And I could, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, how are you going to put this all in especially depending on where you're going to put it on the bag, on the merchandise or whatever. So that little string that goes off to the left, right, may present a slight issue for you in terms of placement when you are printing it. So you may want to look at maybe perhaps tightening it more. I think in one of the slides where you had three different sets of logos, one that had a bag, that had the string sort of curved inwards. I kind of like that because that kept the logo tight. so that when you are cutting it out into a circle or into an item, that little string is not taking up unnecessary space, because you want to apply sort of space management into that as well. The last thing that I would like to say, and I think this probably is something that's probably going to be tied into the infrastructure team as well. Your budget slide was really great because it showed, the different items that go into the budget. And like I said to the infrastructure team, the return on investment conversation is key, because these items that are in the budget slides, they are all recurring expenses. Now, because they are recurring expenses, KB would have to think about how is he going to replenish those things when they finish, and that's going to come from his net profit, from the profit. So there's something for him to be thinking about as you're going through this, because that's going to be a fluid budget. Because if he runs out of business cards, he's going to have to replace that. If he runs out of pins and all these different things, so that budget diagram could easily change depending on what's happening. So something for him to keep in mind. But other than that, you guys did a great job in presenting the advertising strategy. I loved the way you explained it, the way you talked about it. Sadine, is it Sadine? I love the way you also presented and talked about the strategy, which is very nice. All of you did a great job at this. And sometimes, especially when you're presenting, how you present it is as important as what you present. So you guys did a great job at getting the content well thought out and put together. So great job, guys.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Umar, do you have some thoughts you'd like to share?
Yeah, actually. Well, this is really amazing, because the first thing I want to commend about your presentation is the packaging system, because this is something new that a lot of us, we just collect our clothes without any special packaging or any form of regarding that this is actually a new cloth and you need to have it in a special package. So that is going to be a huge opportunity for Kabiru to strike in to actually hit his competitors. So and just like the way he said it, putting the logo also is selling out the business more to a lot of people. Again, I realized that you identify one particular issue that it's really, really important, because I know most of the times when apprentices reach a level where they are going to start their business on their own, so there is a conflict between their masters and them in terms of customer relationship. So maybe during the time when Kabiru was learning, he has a good relationship with some of the customers, and if he's getting his own new business, some of the customers will actually follow him, and maybe his boss is not going to feel good about it. So Sabine, you mentioned that, and that really struck me, and it's really, really a key that you were able to identify this issue and talk about it, which is really, really important, and suggesting how that it's really going to work out between the two of them. It's actually amazing. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people, they don't want to let go their apprentices to start up their business, or even if they're starting, they have to make sure that they stay far, far away from them where they can't see the activities of the business. So, making sure that Kabiru and his former boss can have a good understanding on that, it's really, really a smart move. I love that. And besides, you guys have put a package, a complete package to make up the business. I know the infrastructure team did a lot in terms of bringing all the resources to make the business actually take off, but the business cannot make any sense without you guys. So you provided all the other resources that the business needed to make sure that it hits the market and a lot of people know about the business. So that was really, really amazing. I love the logo. I know we argue so much about the logo, but you guys have put a lot of touch on it, and you make it look so amazing and so unique. So I really appreciate that, and I can't wait to see how this solution is going to take Kabiru to this amazing journey. So thank you so much, guys, and congratulations for the amazing presentation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Umar, for those thoughts. Guys, you did really well. From right off the bat with the SWOT analysis, you were honest with what was going on with the business. You had very open eyes about his desire to give back to the community, but also like his lack of experience running his own business. Throughout the presentation, I think we all agree the biggest thing facing him is dealing with competition, standing out, and then bringing in those new customers. And every slide you had moving forward showcased your unique way of advertising his business, highlighting how his logo is going to stand out. As Umar said, bringing up the packaging. The phrase answers one of the biggest criticisms we have about Tailors, timely and trusted. Everything about it built into the thing before it. You're highlighting the big posters you want, the flyers, the business cards, everything he needs to launch that business. When we first started doing it this way last year, we were always worried about doing an infrastructure team and an advertising team. I think you and the previous team, you guys worked in tandem so well to allow us to showcase that we should always do an infrastructure team and an advertising team, because there's such different aspects of the business, but both vital to make that business successful. You hit all the marks for me. I can't thank you enough for building this presentation. I really, truly hope, just like the last team, at least one of you does the international internship program, so you can continue working with him, okay, to make sure your ideas come to fruition, so you can see not only transforming his life, but the apprentices he wants to change. And maybe one of those apprentices, it could be the first third generation that we do. Just round of applause all around. Great job, guys. Thank you.